making shepherd's pie. Shepherd's pie is on the menu here at the Young's house, and I am so excited to show you how to make it. This recipe is so much fun, and I'm telling you, anybody you make it for, they're gonna absolutely love it. Here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need some ground meats. Now, an authentic shepherd's pie, like when they used to make it back in the days, they would use a ground lamb or some type of lamb meat, okay? But I'm not using that. I am using ground beef. By all means, if you want to use like a ground beef and a ground turkey or just ground turkey, you could do that. It will be super flavorful. So I have about 1.5 pounds here of my ground beef. You're going to need some butter because we're making homemade potatoes, okay? And I have some milk, okay? We have some potatoes that we need to peel down. We're going to cut them and boil them to make our mashed potatoes. And you will need some vegetables. When I make shepherd's pie, I'm always going to suggest that you use the frozen mixed vegetables. Never ever will I ask you to use the kind that comes in the can that is super soft and they would just turn into mush. These right here have just been thawing out in my refrigerator. And so once I opened them, there's a little bit of water in them from thawing out. Just pour that water out, okay? You're gonna need some spices to make everything come together and taste good. And you're gonna need your favorite cheese because we load cheese on the top of this recipe, we do. I have chicken bouillon powder. I'm using it for the salt. If you don't wanna use it, you don't have to. Okay, I have paprika. We're going to season this meat with some black pepper, onion, and garlic powder. Make sure your hands are clean. I'm going to show you how to make shepherd's pie that tastes good. The first thing that we're going to do for our shepherd's pie is season up our ground meat. All right, so now I'm going to go in with the chicken bouillon. And once again, if you don't have it or you don't want to use it, you can always use salt. Okay, so now I'm going to use some black pepper. I'm going to really season up this meat to give our recipe some great flavor. That's black pepper. We're going to put the onion and the garlic powder, and on purpose I'm putting a nice amount in there. Want to be able to taste that flavor. A little bit of paprika. It's not smoked, it's just regular. Let's get that to going on a medium heat. Now, we're going to make homemade mashed potatoes for this recipe, but if you're a little lazy, I understand. You can always purchase the instant mashed potatoes if you like them, or you can always get those potatoes that are already pre-packaged, and some of those are really good, right? You can do that. But I'm doing homemade today, so I'm going to take my knife here and I'm going to peel the potatoes just like so, and then we're going to cut them down into medium-sized squares. We're going to salt the cold water, and we plan on cooking these for about 25 minutes until these potatoes are fork tender. And once they're fork tender, my fork can go inside of the potato with ease and slide out with ease. You know they're cooked to perfection. We'll drain them and then we'll come back and we'll make some beautiful, fluffy, flavorful potatoes that's going to go on top of this shepherd's pie. Let's go ahead. We're going to break some of this meat down using this here. If you don't have one of these, you can typically find them at the local dollar store, or you can use just the side of your spatula. It's going to really help you to break the meat down in such a manner. But in the meantime, we got potatoes that we need to rinse off. I like to rinse them about 4 or 5 times until the water runs clear using cold water. And like I said, we're going to cook these for about 25 minutes. Hamburger has been drained very well, and I put it into this 9x12 or a 9x13 baking dish. In the meantime, I have the oven preheated to 350 degrees. Okay, so now I have 10 ounces of the frozen vegetables, and these frozen vegetables has the peas, the carrots, the corn, and the green beans in it. I wouldn't suggest using any other type, like you wouldn't want to use broccoli or anything like that. It would just turn into mush. So we're going to put those in. I know, it's a gorgeous recipe. So now back in the days when I was a little bit younger, I used to just leave the vegetables right on top, like a layer of the vegetables, a layer of the meat, and a layer of the potatoes. But now what I do is I mix that full bag of mixed vegetables right in with the meat, just nice and gently so you don't mash your vegetables. But then we do something really interesting. We're going to go in with some chicken bouillon powder for flavor, and then we're going to go in with 2 pinches of sugar. I know right now somebody's quenching right now, like, why did she put sugar? Trust me, if you want it to taste Gina Young style, you got to put 2 pinches of sugar with the chicken bouillon. The two match together and they really balance out. Okay, so we're going to mix that in, and we're waiting on our potatoes to get done so we can make homemade mashed potatoes to slather on top. I know. Potatoes are cooked and we've drained them very well. This milk right here, or you could use a heavy cream or evaporated milk, whichever you want. But make sure it's warm. When you do that, your potatoes will be nice and fluffy, okay? So I'm going to put a little bit of warm milk in there, and I'm putting a little, it's like, it's not a half a stick, just a little bit over a half a stick of butter. Okay, I'm going to put some black pepper in, and I'll put the salt in a little later, because if you put salt in too early, you'll draw water out of the potatoes, believe it or not. Okay, so let's go ahead and give these a nice mix. Make some nice fluffy mashed potatoes. Put our salt in. Okay, and I put a little bit more milk to make it nice and fluffy. So now listen to me. This is super important that you don't put your cheese in right now. Okay, because if you put your cheese in too early, you kind of burn it. So what will we do? Well, of course, this meat is cooled down by now. So we need to bring it up to temperature, and we need to cook the vegetables. We're going to put the potatoes on top, put foil on, and let the meat heat up, let the vegetables cook, and then we're going to take it out of the oven, take the foil off, and at that time, we'll put as much or as least cheese, your favorite cheese, on top. Push it back in. Let it get hot and bubbly. And your recipe is done. Let's go ahead. We're going to put those potatoes right on top. Oh my goodness, they are so creamy. They are so dreamy, and they taste good. You know I had to taste them already, and I did. Oh yes, put a nice layer. Don't disturb the ingredients at the bottom. You don't want to see them. Only time you want to see them is when you cut through and serve it on your plate. Oh, this is lovely. Preheat the oven. Go ahead and get it right into the oven, 350 degrees. Don't make the foil too tight on it. Just a loose cover, just like this. That way you don't rip your potatoes up when you take this off. Take a look at this. It's done. Everything's nice and heated up and hot. Put as much or as least cheese you want. Your favorite cheese. Maybe you like a hot pepper cheese on there. I don't know. I have a Mexican style blend that I really love, and it melts up so beautifully. All right, I'm going to put pretty much this whole bag on. And now when you put this back into the oven, don't put foil on it, okay? We want that cheese to get melty and a little crispy on the edges, okay? And when I come back, we taste it. And there you have it, shepherd's pie. How easy was this to make? Super easy. So now listen, it's super important that, let's just say you cut it right now. It's going to go splat onto your plate. You want it to stand nice and tall so your family and friends can see those beautiful layers of the meat and the vegetables and potatoes, right? But if you cut it too early, you're not going to be able to cut it like you would a lasagna and get like a square. But if you let it cool down a little bit and then you cut it, you'll be able to see those layers. So when I come back, we'll taste it. Look at this. I know, it's so exciting. It sat for a while. I cannot wait until you see the inside of this. Can the people see? Oh my goodness. Y'all, are you kidding me? I know. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed, what you waiting on, tell your family and friends, tell the world what Gina's doing every single day in this kitchen. And Father, on today, we thank you for this beautiful meal, your hedge of protection, your mighty love. Amen. Stay tuned. We're going to taste a bite. You do. I'm about to give you some. Absolutely. So I would say I let this cool down for about, what would you say, like 40 minutes? About 40 minutes. And look, it's so beautiful. All right, we're just going to have some garlic bread alongside of this. Oh my goodness, take a bite. It's like a symphony being played on my taste buds. Oh, stay there. Oh.